All right, picture rolling right here. Mark. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off today making a variant of a painting I did earlier in the year. I'm going to start off with just some regular linseed oil. And let's see, let's just use a 1-inch brush. Now this canvas has already got 2 coats of gesso on it. Speaking of that, I need to make some more clear medium. I don't really have any clear medium. If you're making it, can actually, I haven't used any clear medium in a while, so I'm just using regular linseed oil today. I mean, usually I use a really lean mixture of linseed oil and mineral spirits because it dries so fast, and I do so many paintings in a year, I need them to dry fast. I'm not really sure exactly what all I'm going to put in this painting. I'll figure that out as I go. I may or may not need some more paint down here on the bottom. We'll see. I'll just go ahead and put some, we can always wipe it off if we want to. Now, by me saying that, I'm sure there'll be somebody like, no, you said it can never be all wiped off. That's true, I did say that. So I can't wipe it all off, but I'm sure I can wipe it down enough to make it controlled. Just kind of thinning it out now. I'm sure that'll be enough. All right. I don't think I'll even need to wipe that off. But I'm going to anyway. So I'm going to use a shop towel. All right, and I'll use that shop towel later to clean my brushes. I'm not going to clean my brush just yet, though. Let's start off with some on the palette. Start off with a bead of ivory black. And or you can use midnight black, or you don't use lamp black. That's too dark. And I think I'll ultramarine blue or phthalo blue. I think I'll use ultramarine blue. We'll see how that goes. Now, one thing I have noticed about these Gamblin paints is they tend to dry in the tube. That's a little irritating. Oh, it came off. Let's try it again. There's no one thing I always need to drop. At least one thing while I'm on video. Anyway, put this back together real quick. We'll get on with it. All right. So as I was saying, the Gamblin paints tend to get hard in the tube, and that's kind of irritating because with the exception of burnt umber and titanium white, I don't really use up paint too fast. I don't use a lot of paint. So, all right, now we're just going to mix this on the brush over here. We're going to start off by darkening the sky. So we're going to start off with some black and some blue and mix this on the palette. And then let's just start putting it on the canvas. Oh yeah, that's going. So a little more black, a little more blue. This part of the middle here will be really dark. Alright, now as I start to move down, I'm going to start adding a little more blue. Not all blue, but a little more blue. That's a little more blue than I wanted, but that's okay. I think it'll be alright. Just kind of covering up some dark spots here, or light spots here and there. Alright. A little more black, a little more blue. Now, be aware when you're mixing black and blue, as you're beginning to mix paints, I think something most people don't talk about, but I will talk about it because most people talk about it, is if you're mixing brands of paint, for instance, if you look on my board, I've got, I don't even know, Winsor & Newton, Gamblin, Academy, Bob Ross paints. I have all sorts of different kinds of things. Winton, Gamblin 1980, you know, a bunch of different kinds of paints. So I'm kind of starting to add a little more blue in right here. So then I'm going to put some water in here later, probably. I don't know exactly how I'm going to lay that out, but I'm just going to put some blue down here just in case. Now, I don't think I'm going to put anything else. Well, I guess let's right here. Let's put some blue, some black, and some blue. Just right here in the middle. Let's go up here and steal some paint. Brush strokes don't really matter all that much as far as that goes. I'm just kind of stealing paint here. I'm going to kind of blend this a little bit. Just using a circular brush motion. Then we'll just pull that paint down here and use it again. Alright. Okay. Let's take a shop towel now. And we'll do a little blending. So I'm just going to I'm not really pointing my finger. I'm using my finger to point it to kind of, just to push against, but I'm not really using that to kind of dig into the canvas. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do what I wanted to do. All right, so let's hold up on that. So let's go back, pick up some black and some blue, put this back. The thing about old paint, it's very forgiving. Although I'm probably going to need some more paint. Can't paint without paint. Alright, so let's just let's go back. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. So back to the palette. And my little plastic thing here. Get that off of there. I'm going to need some more of that blue, so I'll just leave this lay here for a moment. Let's pick this up. And I think the problem here, when I went to wipe it off, is I'm using this Hornbacher Academy paint, and it's not quite as pigment laden as I always do something different, but I want to use it up, so that's why I decided to do this painting today. So I just wanted to get some of this paint out of here. Alright. Now, some more of this blue in here too, since I'm not going to be able to wipe the canvas clean. Means we'll be having to work with it a little bit different. Now we're just going to use this circular stroke. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe we'll use this. That might work out alright. We're going to add some other stuff to the sky, so it's not really that important. But just kind of just using up this paint right here. Maybe just a little bit. Alright, so I'm kind of starting to see some landscape taking shape here. I haven't decided what I want to put there, but I'm starting to see it pile in. Alright. Let's leave that brush there for the moment in case we want to come back to that. And let's put the stars in the sky first. I was trying to decide if I want to put the stars in the sky first, or if I want to put the clouds in the sky first, or the moon. And I've chosen the stars because the stars are farthest away. And then I can, I can kind of blend other clouds in with that if I want to. We'll see. All right, so let's just take a script liner. Let's kind of just blink, blink. Blink, blink, blink. It helps if you make that sound. Now, you can do stars a different way. I kind of like to do it this way. But you can do them with a fan brush. Just kind of flick the paint on there. Doesn't give you as much as control, though, when you do that. Depending how hard you press with the script liner, it may makes it brighter or less bright, which means it'll be closer or not closer. So now I'm just kind of put some of these out farther. You see I have that at a pretty sharp edge there. Some of these I'm going to paint over when I put the clouds in. But I'm not too worried about any of that stuff. There'll be a mountain probably in here, I guess. So. Alright, that's enough of that, I think. He says as he adds 20 more stars. Yeah, that's just me. Alright, get carried away there. Alright. If you wonder what kind of script liner I use Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. I like those. Alright, let's start. Let's see. Let's put a few clouds in here. So I'm going to use a filbert. And I'm going to start off with a little bit of white. And maybe a little bit of this black and blue. A little more white than that. I don't want the clouds to just be like really vibrant, brightly white. I haven't decided even where I'm going to put the moon yet, so let's just kind of now. You don't have to do these with a filbert. You can put clouds in with your fan brush if you're more comfortable doing that. Whatever floats your boat. This is the background for these clouds. And of course, you know, if you decide your cloud needs to go over the top of your star, like if you wanted to do that one, you just paint over it. I don't think I'm going to. I kind of want to. Okay. All right, let's let those babies hang there for a second. Let's pick up. I think I'll use another 1-inch brush. I think I'll use this one. So, and I like this one because it's pretty new. I got it for Christmas, and it's nice and soft. So I'll use it to just kind of blend the bottom of these clouds. You don't have to blend them that way if you don't want to. Blend them however. But I'm just kind of leveling up the bottom of these clouds a little bit. All right, let's work on the other side. We'll keep that brush to the side. I'm going to just wipe this brush off. You know, wipe it off on a towel, because on this shop gel, because. All right, back over into the black and blue part. I haven't decided right where the mountain's going to go yet, so let's just kind of. I don't want these clouds to be straight across. I'm going to tell you what, let's see. All right, so before we get any farther, let's decide where we want the moon to go. I'll use a filbert for that too, I guess. I could just use my finger. That's what I've been known to do. And if I don't like the shape of this with a filbert, I can always come back. Let's put the moon, say, way over here. There we go. It looks nice. A little fat moon. Now, let's see. I like that moon against that sky, but let's just kind of. All right, that's kind of what I was looking for. Now let's see. Let's put a little bit of highlight on this moon now. Put my big fat finger on it. And we'll leave it like that. All right, good enough. All right, as long as we got titanium white on this brush, now we know where the moon is. Let's add some highlight over here. All right, I've been kind of distracted for the last year or two, a little bit. All this craziness going on, so I think now I'll get back to some business here. So you guys, those of you on my channel, I think you're getting like 2 videos a week. We'll try to keep that going with maybe even some more, maybe even more than that. I don't know, we'll see. We'll try. let's just kind of okay. I just want that extra little thing kind of floating back there. All right, let's put a mountain up here. All right. Shall we do that with a? I don't know what we want to do. Let's just do it with a knife. It'll be fine. Where's my little knife? Is it back there? It's probably on the other side of the table. I'm mixing flush colors, so can't use that too much. All right, let's get a little bit of white, a little bit of this bluey black color. And then let's take some of this darker blue black. And let's put this mountain right here against this cloud. And then like maybe another peak. Like that. But we'll push that peak back farther. And then put some more clouds over the top of that. All right, good enough. All right, let's pick up this reverse highlight color, and we'll put this up. Good enough. Pick up some white. Now you can see here that we're starting to pick up some shadow color. So we're gonna drop that. We're gonna just flip that off over there. Oh, picked up the wrong color again. All right, just pick up some white. All right. Alrighty, let's see. Let's just use this highlighter brush. I'll tell you what, I want to pick up a little bit of white. All right. So let's take a 1-inch brush and let's just add some more clouds, but kind of make them bigger, closer. Let's soften them up, get those brush strokes out. All right. Let's blend that a little bit. brush. All right. All right, I kind of messed this mountain up right here, but I'm going to fix that here in a second. All right. Okay. All right, let's fix this other mountain real quick. Easy fix. Back to the knife for just a second. Okay. Not too much in reverse colors. Let's mix them up a little bit. And the highlight color. It's hard for me being a lefty on this side of the screen. There's enough black in those mountains. I think I'm happy with that part. All right. So let's add a little bit more cloud in there. I need some more white though. I always need more white. I always need more white. All right. So, pen brush time. Let's get some blue. I said I was going to need more blue. Here we are. Some blue. And I think some I think I'll use sap green in this somewhere along the line. I don't think it'll be like right off the bat, but you'll be able to see it on the thing. Sap green. I think I'll just set these to the side. I don't have my plastic right here where I can quickly put them back in put the plastic wrap over the thing. And let's use some. I could use burnt umber, but I think I'll use a little bit of burnt sienna, maybe. If I need to put some brown in, if I need to throw some brown in there. We'll see. See how that works out. I don't know. All right. So let's go. Let's get through this. So got some of this blue black. I'll pull this over here. Blue, black, a bit of white. I don't think I want it to be whiter than that, at least to start with. All right. Yeah, needs to be darker than that. All right, so maybe we'll put them in here dark and then lighten them up. right? It won't. All right, let's try it again. All right. I'm not happy with the way that's going. All right. So again, let's do something a little different. Tap those trees out of existence. I'm going to kind of spread this landscape. See, the paint is not sticking to the canvas very well. That's weird. So you can see the canvas right straight through there, and I'm not too good with that. All right, let's try this. See, it should stick better than that. So let's switch brands of paint. Let's try that. Let's find out if it's the paint or if it's the gesso. I don't know. Pick up some blue, some black. Oh yes, that's much better. I can feel the paint going on. It's much thicker. Okay, now, I think what we'll do to help this out a little bit, this is the opening part of the landscape right here. And like it'd be like a shoreline, maybe, I don't know. But let's put some snow down and try to work with that a little bit. We got a little bit of blue, just a touch of blue here. Now we're just using the blue we picked up off the canvas. That's better. All right, that's coming together better now. And I've added a little touch of black to this. I don't want the snow to be like super powerful, like some of my paintings of snows are like really put on there. Just want to highlight that snow a little bit. Just to let you know, give a feeling that it's there without actually creating, great gobs of snow. Now be careful when you're painting snow that you don't forget the edges. Here's some people like, oh, we don't have to worry about the edges because they're going to be in a frame. You don't know that. You don't know 50 years from now where it's going to go. You might know where it's going to go tomorrow, but well, I wouldn't say you better slam it in a frame tomorrow. It probably won't be dry. But you guys get my drift. Let's let it go with that. All right. I think that'll be fine for now. So now that we've done that, though, I want to push up some distance shrub type stuff on them. So I'll just use a fan brush, I think, to do that. So just put some white. I'll tell you what. Okay, let's hang on to that. Hang on to that idea. Let's get another fan brush. Let's pick up some of this dark. But let's use like some dark, some blue, and a little bit of white. Not much. And let's kind of push up some things back here on the border. Most people don't use a fan brush like this, but I like it. I kind of like it. It's a little darker, I think. So not really adding any detail way back yonder here. I'm just kind of throwing a little bunch of trees or bushes or something like that. We'll kind of define them a little better when we highlight them, but all right, put a little bit more dark on this side, I think. All right. Now, if you want to, if you're having trouble getting variations in some of your stuff, you can either switch brushes or switch size of brushes. That will sometimes help you because you're not executing the same brush strokes all over again. As you can see, I'm not executing much of any of the same brush strokes. I'm just kind of randomly tapping this away in different spots that I think look good. Turn the brush over and paint with the other side just for some variation. All right. Okay, now, in order to set that off a little bit, use the same fan brush. Let's pick up a little bit of dark. And we'll just kind of, that's not doing on both sides. This dark will create some contrast there. Like that. All right. Now I'm going to bring a little bit more snow. Get a clean brush though. I'm not well known for getting my brushes really clean when I first get rolling here. Once I start rolling, I kind of I'm not too worried about this part out here because I'm not. You can even leave like those brush strokes like that. You can leave them in if you want your snow to show up a little better. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, I still got some. I had quite a bit of paint in that brush. All right, let's get it out. Okay, let's push up some trees. To do that, I think I'll use this little B fan brush here. I think I'll use some blue and some white. Create some nice looking trees, maybe, hopefully. And I'm creating these trees in the background still, so they're going to be kind of pale. All right. Make sure you get a lot of paint in your brush. And you can flip it over and use the other side like that. All right, let's continue on with that. This is probably going to be like the highlight color, I think, but I want to put another one over here. I might put a bigger tree over here, over the top of that later. All right. Okay, now I'm going to pick up some dark, and I'm just going to kind of come in and add some texture to these trees. This is just blue. Okay, now on this tree, the moon's on that side, so I want to put this darker color on it, on the opposite side this time. And the same over here. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. I want to put a tree right here. And I want to insinuate that's going to be back in the back farther. It's going to be, back in the back. So, but I want to start bringing some buildings into this from back there. I'll use this little angle brush. I'm going to put a building in front of that building. Let's put that building like right there. Okay, it doesn't want to paint. All right, let's try, okay, let's not use that brush then. The brush is a little too soft for what I'm trying to define. Let's use a smaller brush. Let's see how that goes. Now we're starting to paint over quite a bit of paint here, so. I don't want a lot of detail on this building, but I will add some highlights and darkness to this dude. All right, let's put another one. Let's put one. Let's gonna paint this guy. Now you can do this with whatever you want to do it with. You can. If that one hadn't gone in right, I would have put it in with a script liner probably. It was this easy, probably easier to put it in with a script liner. Of course, I've gotten really familiar with my script liners lately, so we'll actually go back and do a little bit of work with this, with the script liner. When we get done, let's just put some snow right here across the top and down this side. A little cache of linseed oil right there. Let's put, I don't think I can do this with this brush though. Let's, let me keep my script liner on. All right, so let me use the script liner. And like right here, between, back here, away from these two cabins, but back here, we'll have a little outhouse. All right, back to trees. This time we'll add a little bit of green, a little bit of brown, and some blue. Add all that together here. Let's start putting in a few darker trees. So let's get like, let's put a bigger tree. I'll be a little bit darker right in here. And then over here we'll push up some bushes. Let's see, it looks okay, I guess. I often get some questions, I guess they're questions, I don't know, comments. People are like, oh my gosh, this tree is so much bigger than the house. Well, if you've ever been out in the Northwest, in the forest, trees are so much bigger than the houses. You're living in too many subdivisions. You think the trees aren't bigger than the houses. All right, let's put a third one in here somewhere, like right, why not, right here. Some green and some brown and some blue and some black. His little brother, maybe a little sister. I want to put this tree kind of crooked. It's a little hazardous putting it over the top of that tree, but we can do it. Do anything we want to. All right, let's put some bushes in here. All right, looks pretty good. And let's put some bushes around this way too, just a little bit. And all right. And let's push up some grass by this house a little bit. I think we'll use a little bit darker color for that too. There we go. All right, let's do a little bit of highlighting. Now, you got to decide if you want to use 3 colors for your trees or 2 colors for your trees. So I don't know if you have to decide, but decide. Just make up your mind. Or change your mind in the middle, like me. All right, so I'm going to use, I don't know what I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use one color to highlight to start with, and then I'll decide if I want to use a different color. All right, start with the hardest tree first, which is this tree. It's in the middle of the moon. This tree is away from the moon on this side, so everything on this side will get highlighted to the left. Now, if you want to have like this big, heaping, hefty, heavy snow on your trees, let them dry, and then you can go back and paint that stuff in detail. I could do that, but I'm not going to. All right, now let's just push up some of this. Yeah, it'll work okay. So what I'm going to do over here, just tamp this brush down on its, so that it's open. Then I can kind of tap, just kind of tap, tap, tap. Yeah, I'll come back and tap that in a second. Let's put a little bit extra. Let's add a little bit of, that's the wrong color. Let's just mix that up a little bit. Let's just add some shadows down this way. I don't know if I can do it with this color. We'll see. I did it again. All right, this time we're just going to clean the brush. All right. We'll wipe it out with the towel too. Uncombobulate it. All right, now let's just kind of. Okay, good enough. All right. Put that away for a bit. Let's move to a filbert. I used this small filbert here. I think I'll just pick up some black here. I think I can scribe this out with black. I probably should just, I don't know. Let's just see. I want to put that's not the way I want it. All right, that's not the way I want it. It's not the way you want it. Don't do it that way. All right, tell you what. Let's come down here, like we did earlier, with some of this snow and black. And some blue and some black. Let's clean up the rest of this landscape before we get too rambunctious here. You know, I should have just added some. I should have just turned this into some water. I'd be almost done, but no, I gotta add another cabin. It tells me there's another cabin here, so I can't just leave it out of the picture. So I'm going to lay this filbert down for a second and work exclusively with this 1-inch brush. Oh, that's that early black. I was like, what is that pile? So we'll come back and lay this landscape in here in just a second. We're just kind of getting some color on this canvas. Something that actually sticks to the canvas like this Bob Ross paint does. Now, I know there's been a lot of recent chitter chatter about Bob Ross paints, And I have not bought any new Bob Ross paint. All the Bob Ross paint I still have. I bought at Hobby Lobby when they were closing out. So I bought everything they had at every place they had. So this stuff is still the good stuff. So I can't really speak to the newer stuff. But I find it hard to believe, or maybe I just don't want to believe, that if you contact Bob Ross and say, hey, I got a problem with the paint, that they won't do something about it. I could be wrong, but having dealt with them for years, I don't believe it until I see it myself. All right, just wiping this brush out. And again, we'll move to this one of these newer 1-inch brushes. Now, if you're wondering about these brushes, these are Kevin Hill brushes. 1-inch brushes. I use his 1-inch brushes pretty much exclusively. I got a couple of Bob Ross brushes, but they're older, so I tend to use Kevin's. I really like them. I just like the way they handle. I like the way they clean. And I don't paint like Kevin too much, so, you know, I generally say they're a pretty good all-around brush for using 1-inch brushes. And again, we're not trying to make this snow like really, really pop out. We're just kind of trying to get it here on the canvas, make some contrast for it. We're going to leave those shadows in there. We want those shadows to remain. But then we also want to take the brush strokes out, so we'll kind of do that as we go. As we blend it, we'll just kind of, one more time with feeling. There we go. All right, I think I'm going to put a couple of big trees in here too, but I want to get this cabin done. All right. And you know, I think looking at it, I think I will just, instead of painting it in with a brush, I'll paint it in with a knife. And in order to do that, I'm also going to switch to burnt umber, because I think it'll give me a better look for what I want to do up here in the front. I want those guys to stay back here in the back. Knife. All right. And I know some of you struggle with cabins and stuff like that, because I've gotten messages from you. So usually the struggle is not so much with the cabin itself when I actually answer questions, as much as it is about perspective, getting the perspective right. So I want this cabin to be a little bit leany. I'm kind of using the width of my knife to kind of make that judgment call where it's going to go. All right, now. So I got some paint on the canvas, and now I'm going to deal with it from there with my filbert for a little bit. So I'm going to kind of brush this out. So I'm going to kind of smooth this paint a little bit. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to do it at all. So I know when I first started painting with Bob Ross, I was like, Bob's like, now let's do this. I'm like, and how about we don't mess it up. Just leave it the way it is. But no, Bob couldn't do it. I can't do it anymore either. So, all right, I'm just kind of smoothing this paint a little bit. right. Okay, good enough. Make sure I get this brush clean. I use this brush a lot. If you're wondering what kind of brush this is Master's Touch as well. All right, script liner, some black. A lot of paint on the canvas now, so all I'm doing is just adding a few little accents here. Yeah, I don't think I can. All right, I'll tell you what, let's add some snow before we start adding windows and things like that. It's just to see how that's going to play out. So, here we go. Snow. And we don't need it to be really bright snow because, I mean, it's on the far side of the roof, right? So we want it to be a little bit blue. And then let's take some of that and a little bit of this burnt umber. Let's kind of okay. We're going to break that up a little bit with windows and things, but there's a lot of paint on there. So if you want to go back and light those windows up, then you're going to need to take some paint off probably, that's fine. All right. Okay, let's start getting ready to wrap things up here. Oh, you might ask, what can you use to take that off? Well, you can use a pencil eraser. That'll take it off. But you don't have to use a pencil eraser. You can use most anything. It's rubbery. All right. Here we go. Trees. Let me see. I'll use some green and some black. And let's put a big tree right here. I want it to be dark, though. It needs to be darker than that. All right, here we go. Let's keep the paint in the brush. Remember, you got a lot of paint going over top of a lot of paint. And that's okay. You can do it. You can do it. If you're wondering if I just changed hands painting, the answer to that question is yes, I did. So I have the tree out a little bit more than that. All right. All right. Let's get another tree, like right here. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's make the tree go that way. And then maybe another one like right here. Okay. Then I think on this side, let's push up some bushes and stuff like right here. Maybe on that side a little bit. We'll put a little sidewalk out there in a minute, or not a sidewalk, but a pathway. And let's put a tree sort of off the page, but kind of like right here. Like that. That'll work. All right. Don't get too carried away with the highlights. Now I've kind of got like some white and some things, other stuff here in this brush, so I'm just going to kind of we'll just kind of shade that a little bit. And then leave it be. We don't want to do a whole lot with that. Alright, and don't forget these trees are highlighted on the other side. And that part's not going to be highlighted at all, so let's pick up a little bit of blue. Put a little bit of blue in here. Give some credence to that down here, but where it's not even. And some shadow. Just kind of, there we go. All right. Now let's just do any last touch-ups we got. I see one thing I need to touch up. I didn't put any snow back here on this guy. I think I got enough here to do it. And let's add just a couple little doodads. Just a couple of doodads. Let's just add a door to this one. Let's add a door to this one. Get a little more definition here. Alright, that's good. And then maybe, just maybe, let's add just the slightest highlight to this guy. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's it. Let's call it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you watch the next one. And let me know how you like the split screen. Talk to you later.